So when organizing a backpack for a teen, especially if you're dealing with ADHD, you want to work with the way that their brains work instead of working against it. The first step to doing this is to choose the right backpack. Now, I get all excited by the backpacks with a million little compartments and all the nooks and crannies and organizational things, but that's not very effective when you have ADHD. You will most likely not remember where you put something if there are 200 pockets to choose from. So, the best backpack when you're dealing with something like ADHD, or if you just want a more organized school system in general, usually has 1 to 2 large pockets. I personally love grabbing one with 2 large pockets, one in the back, one in the front, and then I try to stick to, when at all possible, only 2 small pockets. Sometimes I can't find that. This one happens to have 3, and I just try to make one pocket a pocket that I don't really use, but about 2 small pockets are all you need. More than that, and things are just going to get lost and you won't be able to find them. And then also a drink holder, because the last thing you need is for your water bottle to spill all over your school books and homework and ruin everything. So that handy water bottle holder, super helpful. I also look for one with some nice wide straps, because if you're in high school, you're probably carrying a bunch of books, and that weight is going to wear on your spine and your neck. So getting the proper support, super important. Check out my Fox 35 news segment for more information about the right support for a safe backpack. Now, once you've chosen your backpack, that's probably the hardest part. Next, you stuff it with the supplies. Now, the supplies that I use are here. Let's switch this out real quick. One of the first things that I do, especially in a school year where you've got multiple subjects going on, is I try to color code things. This way, your brain does not have to actively engage in order to figure out which book is your math book, which folder goes with it, that type of thing. So I try to pick book covers that match the notebook, that match the folder, and if I'm using a binder system at home, I try to get a matching binder. So that way, that subject, for example math, you know it's always going to be blue. By the couple weeks in, your brain just automatically goes for blue. So I just do that for each color, so all of the subjects are super easy to spot, especially in an overstuffed backpack or locker or when you're in a hurry. Now the binders, I don't keep binders in the backpacks. If you like binders, that's great. I'm not a binder person myself, but I keep these at home. So that can store all the archive material that you need, the notes for future tests or past tests, anything that you're not actively using during class. What I prefer, because it's so much easier, you don't have to hole punch anything, you don't have to worry about pages falling out of it because the holes always rip. I like just the regular folders that you can slide things into and out of, and I always grab the plastic ones because the paper ones get really ratty really fast. So you don't need any clasps or anything, just a couple of pockets, one per subject, and that way, as they take notes, they can put their notes in one side, they can put handouts in the other. However you want to organize it, you can even just have whatever is coming up for the current test can go in the folder, and then once the test is done, it can all go in the binder if you need it. And that's usually the easiest way, because a lot of times when you have ADHD, you're not really good at doing multiple steps in a row. So getting it in the folder, one step, easy. If it's multiple steps, then there's more chance of things going wrong. So I love the plastic folders for that. And within the backpack, that back large compartment, and I always use the back compartment for the heavy things. So books and heavy folders would go in the back because that distributes the weight better. So it's just folders, heavy books, anything supporting your learning day goes in that back compartment. Now in the front compartment are the most essential tools, the lifeblood of your backpack. the planner, and I always make sure to have a really good planner. A good planner includes a full month view, so you can easily see the entire month. You can see that. And it includes plenty of space for notes, because a lot of times we need something to jog our memory about what that one line entry is on the main calendar, and there's not enough room on the main calendar to write it all. So if you were to write a science test on Thursday, then in the section for Thursday, you can write what chapters it covers, what type of test it is, if there's an essay, any supporting information that you need can go in the notes section. And then I also love when they have extra notes areas in the back, just blank paper, because you can refer to the back if you have even more information that you need. Then you can just write a reference, check in the back notes, and you can even number those pages. So you can give it a page number and you know exactly where to go. That's if you have even extra. Most of the time, just that one notes area works best. Now I do a paper planner for the most part because A, technology can't go wrong with it, and B, you never know which teachers are going to allow digital in class or not. And if you don't put it in your calendar right then, it's not always going to make it onto the calendar. So if you're relying on a calendar app to keep track of everything for school and your teacher does not allow you to use your cell phone in class, then that's a system that's setting you up to fail. So grab a paper planner. You can always add things to your app later, but make this the one source for everything. It all hits here first, and that way there aren't any hiccups, things forgotten, and also it's really easy to share if you have a parent, a tutor, a mentor, anybody who's going to help you with accountability or help you progress. It's super easy to share everything with them right then too. The only other thing I put in the front pocket is a folder for homework. Now, it can be a folder like this one, which I really like because nothing can fall out of it. I can put in whatever I need. Or it can be one of the plastic folders like before. Whatever works best for you. Make sure it's durable. Make sure it stands out and looks different from everything else. But any homework that needs to be done, no matter what the subject, can go in here. Any homework that is complete at the end of the night that needs to be returned can go in here. So this is just for incomplete and complete to turn in homework. And there's one spot for it, so you only have to really, really worry about that one folder when it comes to managing what's due, what to complete, and getting it back to school. So that's a really easy thing to check back on before you leave the house or leave school. In the small compartments, I only keep a couple of pens, pencils, etc. I just keep one of whatever I need. Now, one of the tricks for ADHD is to use multiple colors of pens. I have been known to use up to 5 colors at a time with pens and highlighters. These are the erasable ones. So these are the Pilot Friction, F-R-I-X-I-O-N. They have pens and highlighters. So they don't make a mess, but they're erasable. The reason that the color pens work really well, because that can be a fidget of its own. Color coding your notes can help keep you more stimulated and active if that's something that you enjoy, using different colors throughout for different key topics or whatever you want to do. So it's kind of a built-in fidget. Keeping multiple colors is really good. So I would keep my basic color coding pens, one pencil, a voice recorder. I would keep usually my lip gloss because, hey, I'm a girl, and a really big fat eraser, because the ones with the mechanical pencils we all know are garbage, and everybody makes more mistakes than that. And then finally I keep some little post-it notes because they're really good to help things stand out. I can also put them in planners. I can put them on homework for extra notes that I need. I can use them as tabs in books. So that's all that goes in the small front compartment. Now you're probably thinking, okay, but I lose my pens all the time. And yeah, especially if you do have ADHD, you probably lose your pens, your pencils, your cell phone, your book bag, you lose it all. So I keep extras in a type of bag that I put in that large compartment in the back. Either you can use a pen pouch, and that's where all of the extras go. and you can just stuff that as full of extra pens and pencils and erasers as you need. Or one of my favorites is, this is actually a first aid kit that I got free from Target for buying Band-Aids, I think. And it's just great for holding extras of everything. Whatever you choose, this goes in the big back compartment. That way, it's not hard to find the pen or the pencil you need quickly. If it's lost, you can replenish it, but you're not digging around forever for that pen or pencil in that front compartment. We want to keep that one lean, mean, super easy. In the back compartment, a lot of times what I keep with ADHD is I will keep Fidgets. Now, if you know anything about ADHD, one of the things that helps a lot with focus is being able to do something to stimulate your brain in addition to whatever you are trying to focus on. So distraction-free fidgets are really important. When I say distraction-free, I mean ones that are not going to distract other people by making noise. So something like a fidget spinner is probably not appropriate for a high school class because everybody around you is going to be disturbed by the whirring sound and watching it spin as you play with it or drop it, which, you know, we always end up dropping it at one point. So I grab stress balls, little fidget packs, and I grab things that might not be normal fidgets. So for example, a binder clip sometimes is all the fidget that I need. I can clip it on my finger, I can keep squeezing it, I can do random things with it, and nobody's being bothered because it's making no noise, it's not requiring big actions. So whatever your fidget is, just have a couple of them in there. So you have options. When one's not working, you can grab a different one and you can focus by sitting there and playing and listening to what's going on. And that's what I use that back pocket for. And it's just fidgets. Then a couple of other things that I do, that's pretty much all for the backpack, but I did want to give a special mention to the luggage tag. Now, the luggage tag is really good if you tend to forget to bring things home or bring them back to school. And I find a really super cute one that I love, and then on the tag itself, I write a checklist. This checklist would include homework, gym bag, books for study, notes for study, lunch bag, special folders or flyers, anything that I might forget to bring home as a high schooler. I would just make a list. So that way, at the end of the day, or as I'm packing up for school the next day, I can just eyeball this list and mentally check it off each time. So the checklist follows me wherever I go. And then at the bottom, I write my name and phone number. Because if I lose my backpack, then somebody can get it back to me. Because I'm pretty sure everybody has at least once lost their backpack. So that is the luggage tag. I put them on gym bags. I put them anywhere that I need a checklist that needs to follow me somewhere. A couple of special supplies that I also sometimes use, depending on personality types. If you've not checked out my video on the Rocket Book, this is the Everlast Rocket Book. It's an erasable notebook where you can just wipe it off with water, but also it has scanning capabilities. So at the bottom, it has QR codes and icons, and you can use an app in your phone to scan it to wherever you've already set that destination. This is good for school because it's got like 7 different destinations. You could set it up to all go to something like Google Drive in different folders. So depending on the subject you just took notes for, you mark off the icon that would go to that Google Drive folder, take a picture of it, and then those notes are automatically sent to that folder for that subject, which helps you not lose those notes. So when it's time to study, they're all right there. Super easy for you. Another thing that I use all the time, especially nowadays, is on the phone. I use an app called Genius Scan. So if you're not using Rocketbook, or in addition to Rocketbook, you want to be able to scan things to PDF and save them, because if you lose the hard copy of the notes or forget them at school, you're out of luck. You're just not going to be able to study for that test or complete what you need to do. But if you're in the habit of scanning everything, whether it's right there after class, during class if your teacher allows it, or at home at night as part of your homework routine, it's going to save you so much trouble. So all you need to do is scan it, upload it, and then you're done. And you don't have to worry about losing the notes. Then finally, there's another notebook style that I really enjoy. This is one that I use. I'm not a binder person like I told you, but when I do want something bound, I like it where I don't have to really open up rings. So this is, it's called Tool when it's from Target, from Office Depot, TUL. They also have other brands called Circa, things like that. Levenger's has a brand. But these use rings and these little disc holders. And all the papers simply come in and out. You can take them out. You can put them back in just by clicking them in. You just need a special hole punch for your papers. But this right here is a really handy system if you want to be moving things around. And if you're like me and you're kind of anti-binder, then this is really good. You can create your own planner with it if there's none on the market that are really working for you. You can use them for your notes at the end of your studying for the test. Go ahead and punch them out, clip them in. They sell different dividers, they sell different pockets, like they have everything. They can even, you can do cute covers if you wanted to, even with fun sayings, which I love my quotes. So there you have it. That is my really quick down and dirty how to prepare and organize your backpack for high school success, especially if you are a teen with ADHD. I hope that this helped you out. I recently launched my ADHD for high school success course. It's called ADHD BRain, a user's guide to high school success. You can find out more at ADHDBrainManual.com. You'll find out a lot more about it. I will also be sending people a lot of freebies. I can send you my school supply checklist, shoot me an email, and I can send that over to you and you can get on the list, and we will cover a couple more things from the course throughout this Facebook Live series because, I mean, school lasts the whole year practically. So there's a lot of stuff that you can do to help make it more successful. I hope that you enjoyed this. Again, my name is Suzanna Kaye. I am with Spark Organizing, and I'm here on Facebook at 11 a.m. every Thursday bringing you organizing, productivity, and ADHD tips all the time. I love you so much. It's so good to see you. I will see you next week.